So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to a new episode of Is It That Bad, where we take a look at an album that got bad reviews. But in this case, this is a brand new album that dropped today, and it's from a band that is called Skillet, and the album is Revolution. So here we have this album cover, which I don't know, it looks like a
That's John
wrestling.
Cooper. That's their frontman on the cover. He's holding that flag.
Yes, he's raising the flag. So I'm joined, as you can see, I'm joined by we have Robert from Trolling in Paradise,
Yes.
we have Rock of All Ages, and we have Nick Zeno joining us. So first of all, how are you guys tonight?
Doing good?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I listened to the new Cure album, and I wish we were talking about that instead.
I will talk with that with Señorita Sabrosura.
Nice.
Like we'll talk about that album, and but this that wouldn't be an Is It That Bad episode. So
Oh, I hope not.
I
no,
was hoping
so a
it wouldn't be
background,
either.
yeah, a background on this record. Revolution is the 12th studio album by American Christian rock band Skillet. So it was released today, and it follows their last album, 2022's Dominion, which
Which
I
sucked.
didn't even know that it came
That
out.
record sucked. The last
I'm
one
sure it
sucked.
sucked, man. And with regard to the album title, Skillet frontman John Cooper explains that the revolution we're talking about on this record is not a political revolution. It is certainly not a nihilistic one, which I've never supported. It's a revolution for love. It's a
Bullshit.
revolution to love your enemies.
It kind of fits in well because we only have 4 days till the election in the United States, and things are already not looking good.
But it's all about love, man. so so yeah, so Skillet. So yeah, so I actually saw Skillet in
Me
2015 in
too. I
Puerto
saw them in
Rico.
2020. That was my last concert before COVID struck.
Yeah, it was
I'm
an
so
act of
sorry for
God.
you,
At
man.
last concert to see before that, yeah.
That was God was punishing you, man. It's like you saw this concert, you're going to be.
1 month later, the virus hit, and that was it. Yeah.
Then no, no. 1 month later,
Not a
no.
coincidence.
Like man, you could
That
have
was
seen one
that was in
concert.
February 2020.
The last concert I saw before everything went to shit, I think it was in Flames. So I think it's better.
Oh, cool.
And then the world
Oh,
went
that
down.
band blows now.
Uh,
Uh,
my la my last. I'll
which
let you
one is
finish.
your last one?
Me?
Yeah.
It was Jizza from the Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh,
Oh, it was the night before New Year's. All through the projects, not handgun of a sign, not even a tech.
Yeah, that is a great song.
nice.
Um,
That's
What
cold
what
world if
about
you
you,
don't know where it's
Nick?
from.
The last concert I saw before COVID was these guys, Don Broco in Toronto.
nice.
Really?
October 2019. That was the last concert I
Nice.
saw before
Wait,
that.
you said Tom Brokaw's Canadian?
Don
Don
Broco, they
Broco.
Oh,
yeah,
different guy. Okay,
yeah, Don Broco. They're a UK rock band, yeah.
gotcha.
So here we have a picture of the band, and they look
That's
so
gonna
happy
be the
that we're gonna talk
thumbnail, isn't
about them.
it?
Look at their faces. They're so excited that finally they're going to be talked about. Because well, I have more thoughts on that. On the
Can I say something real quick?
Of course, man.
There was an interview that Chad from Nickelback gave where he talked about how when the band would do photo shoots, there were like they would do a bunch of photos where they're all like cool and fun and silly, and then there would be that one photo where the photographer says, "Okay, now look tough," and that's always the one that they publish from the shoot. And I'm thinking, is that the one that Skillet tried to do where they tried to look tough?
Let's see. This is the look that the band gives you before they throw a rosary at you.
There's always
What?
somebody who looks off to the
That's
side
their
too,
drummer
like
right there on the left. She's also a really good
Yeah.
vocalist.
Yeah, the guy's looking to the side, and look at the hand of one of the the drummer. I don't know what the hell
yeah.
is
It
she
looks like
doing
she's
with
She's
her
holding
hand.
throwing a
Good to
something.
gang
go,
sign.
yeah.
She's like her hand is like she's like
Yeah.
like it looks like she has carpal tunnel. Like I
Well, she hits
cannot
pretty
move.
hard, those drums. Yeah.
Yeah.
I cannot move my hand. So yeah, yeah. So I saw them in 2015 for free. Uh, and uh, and I remember I went with my ex-wife and she thought they were pretty good. So that's an indicative that something is bad. She
Yes.
had kind of like shitty
Oh,
taste in music.
Yeah.
And the good thing
I
is
saw
she
them in
doesn't want.
2020 on the Victorious tour, right before everything went to shit.
Yep.
And that was the last concert I saw, and they were incredible. Except From Ashes to New was on the bill. That band sucked. And Jen Ledger's other band, Ledger, was also on the bill. Ledger was great.
Yes. Well, she's a good drummer.
She
I
can
gotta give
also
her
sing
props.
too. She's
I
got a really good
know.
voice.
I know, Robert, settle down. So, so you know the drill. We have three rounds. The first
Yep.
round, we give our first impressions of the record when we listen to it today. I've listened to some of the singles before, but not that much. And then we have the second round. And for this one, let's take a vote. Who votes that we each pick four tracks? Let's we can pick four
It's
tracks from
agreed.
this record,
Oh, it's
and
unanimous.
it's unanimous. And the last round, we'll give our final thoughts, and we'll give it a thumbs up, thumbs sideways, or thumbs down. So yeah, let's start today. Let's go it this way. Nick, Robert, Rock of Ages, then me. So Nick, what were your first impressions of Revolution?
Well, every time I hear the band name Skillet, I think I should be eating some bacon and eggs or something, like a really nice meal and a nice hot skillet. That's what I keep thinking about. So this record kind of made me hungry when I was listening to it. So that's good. I'm not really familiar with this band beyond the name. Like I've seen it everywhere. Obviously, if you're a hard rock fan or a rock fan in
You're
general, like you
welcome.
know these guys. Yeah, exactly. But like I can't say that I've been very familiar with anything they've done in the past beyond just the name. So these guys are a Christian rock band, from what I understand.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I don't really think sometimes I don't really think Christian and rock like go together in a lot of instances. I know there are some good Christian rock bands, but I think the rock and roll is the devil's music, and it always will be. So that's kind of my take on that.
Spoken by a
Really?
true Satanist.
Yes, true, exactly. The devil. But the thing, thankfully, Hector, you do us a favor. You ask us to listen to these bad records, or these not so great records. But at least this one was short. It was only 30 minutes, a little
Have
bit.
you realized that a lot of the albums this year, I don't bands are doing like 35 to 32
Yeah.
like
I
it
think I
happened even
Yeah, Katy
311 was
Perry put
short.
out an
I
album that
think
was
I
33
commented
minutes
something
long.
like that. I
Yeah.
forget which album it was for, but I think no, the 311 album you guys reviewed together.
Yeah.
I was like,
But
that
that's a good
thing's 32
That was
I like
minutes.
short
that
too.
album. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's good to have that because I didn't think this was necessarily bad, but also not really like great. Nothing was really particularly catchy or memorable for me on this album. Obviously, well performed and well produced. It has to be to kind of be at the level in their career that they're at. But this is their 12th studio album, and there was nothing about this one that made me want to go back and listen to the previous 11 studio albums, to go back and listen to anything that they've done before. Like I said, not really horrible, but just not really great either. So those are kind of my initial thoughts.
Nice initial thoughts. So Robert, your initial thoughts?
Well, I listened to it right after I got home today, earlier during the afternoon, and man, some of the songs are. I was expecting to throw this one away after hearing that single "Unpopular," and then of course I listened to the opening track, and there was this really cringy spoken line at the beginning, and then of course I saw them live in 2020 on the Victorious tour, and that was before the pandemic struck, and of course and of course during that run they also had during this run this new one they also released All That Matters, which I heard at a shop called Spencer's back in September, and then that was the second single, and the new single Ash in the Wind is extremely atrocious. That new single, yeah. And then, of course, going further down the line, you got this ballad, which sounds like something you'd hear on a Daughtry album because of the acoustic guitar at the beginning. It kind of sounds like something out of September by Daughtry from their second album, Leave This Town. And then you got, of course, the couple of songs with some heavy modes, like Not Afraid. It was really heavy. You have John screaming in the bridge of the song, which is very unusual for a Christian rock band. I
Well,
mean, Red
I don't
pulls it
know.
off pretty
Some
well.
pastors scream at you.
And
That's
because
true.
John is like, "Ah," that's what and he's doing like this emo style shriek that he does, which sounds like something you'd hear from a band like Red. And then
Oh, yeah.
you got, but when he does the cleans, he sounds like Jacoby Shags of Papa Roach on certain points.
The Christian version.
Yeah, that sort of thing. And obviously, yeah, but well, one of the song that new single "Ash in the Wind," I absolutely did not like that one at all.
So are you doing like a combination of rounds? You
Oh
kind of give
shoot!
us your picks already, man.
Well, we haven't even got to it yet.
No, but your first impressions, yeah. So you listened to it today because 3 hours ago I got an email from Robert like I haven't listened to it. I'm like, you have 3 hours. It's
That's when
only
I
a 30.
decided
And it's a
that, and then
short
after that,
album.
that's when I listened to it around that point, and then I heard that spoken part at the beginning of Showtime. I was like, ugh, that spoken part is so creepy.
Nice. So yeah, so you listened to it a few hours ago, and you're emailing me, and I'm like at movie nights with my kids. I'm like, listen to it. It's 45 minutes. You have 3 hours. You can listen to it like 3 times or more. But yeah, so good first impressions. So we kind of know where you're leaning to. So what about you, Rockefeller? Just like your first impressions on this one.
Um, I wrote a lot, so please hold your applause until the end. First of all, From Ashes to New is better than this. Robert mentioned them earlier.
I've seen them twice.
Yeah,
First time I saw From Ashes to New was with Five Finger Death Punch. That was terrible.
yeah. I mean, I don't love From Ashes to New, but I will take them over Skillet. Anyway, there's a famous scene in the animated sitcom King of the Hill where a Christian rock musician is told, "You're not making Christianity better, you're just making rock music worse." And I cannot think of a more perfect way to describe Skillet. I'm nothing against religious music on principle. Heck, the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus is a Christian rock band, and they still made Face Down, which is a classic song with a good message. Skillet,
But Face
however,
Down, isn't that song about domestic violence or something?
it is. It's anti-domestic violence. Skillet, however, is the worst of both worlds. The rock music they make would be generic if not for the distinctive sound of lead singer John Cooper's terrible voice. His wife Corey can sing, but she probably shares his religious views, which are equally terrible. Case in point,
Whoa.
John loves the Bible a lot. He loves it so much that the flag on this album cover has a Bible verse printed on it. But he's been known to quote verses at bad times. 2 years ago, when the Supreme Court's anti-abortion ruling was leaked, John Cooper celebrated by posting Bible verses on Twitter, and these were not the verses giving instructions on how to perform one. Numbers 521. But let me take it further. In September of this year, I saw Skillet with Seether for free, don't worry. John Cooper spoke a few times between songs, including the statement, as Hector mentioned earlier, politics can't save us. We need a revolution of love. I think that's what he calls January 6th. He
Oh,
continued,
Oh my God.
I want to go back to an
Shots fired.
America where we get along and don't shout at each other on social media every day. I want to live in an America where people don't get canceled or fired just for hurting someone's feelings. I'd like to point out, John has a podcast, and remember that for later, on which he once
I
said
did
that
not know that.
Cardi
yeah.
B's
I know.
performance at the Grammys a few years ago, he called evil, and he compared the whole ceremony to a speech by Adolf Hitler. I know people hate the Grammys, but that's a shitty way to say Cardi B hurt your feelings. I'm pretty sure they were both signed to Atlantic Records at the time, and
Did
I
she
bet you that's
sing
why Skillet
Wet
isn't
Ass?
signed to them anymore.
No, fuck that song. It's bad.
John Cooper also said something to the effect of "Leave my kids alone," which is a refrain you'll often hear from the anti-LGBT people, but John should be telling that to his priest instead. And finally, he said, I want to live in an America where I can say in public that I love God. He said this in public at his own concert to a crowd of people who paid money to see him. He has written books, and you'll recall he hosts a podcast, and he still thinks he's the victim. Even Aaron Lewis from Stained would tell him to stop whining. It's ironic that a skillet is a kitchen utensil because no one should let this band cook.
Yeah. Plus, he's got that like pretentious beard.
Oh,
It's-
we're not ones to judge.
He's been
no,
doing
no,
that
no,
since
but no, no, no.
what was that
Dude, look
album
at
from
this beard.
2016?
Dude, look at this beard, man. Look at it.
He's
First
been
of
doing
all,
that for the last
Yeah.
8 years.
Yeah.
yeah,
He said
and
he grew up in a household where he wasn't allowed to listen to rock and roll or dress in black clothing.
Oh, you know what?
so-
Scott Stapp from Creed also came up from a religious household.
yeah.
yes.
Take from that what you will.
And I'm gonna say this: I'd rather listen to Creed any
Same.
day of the week.
Creed is
Honestly,
way better.
me too.
Oh, come on.
I listened
Wait,
to Human Clay almost 2 months ago for its 25th anniversary.
Yes, and I have a thought on some of the songs. So yeah, great first impressions. So
Thank you.
for me, I knew what I was getting into. I knew it was going to be generic. This is what I call generic divorced Christian rock.
Yep.
like I'm divorced, but I got my faith, I got my freedom. But I don't have my family. But no, he's married. His wife plays with him on the band. But yeah, I knew he had a podcast. But you know what's so funny about this dude? He's always bitching and whining online. Like a
Yes.
few weeks ago, he said on I saw something on Blabbermouth where he's like, "Oh, we're so ignored in the media. Media ignores Skillet." And I'm like, you know what, Skillet? Don't worry. I think I wrote on their page, I'm gonna make an Is It That Bad episode. And you know, and when we post this, I don't give a fuck. I'll tag the band. And they'll say like,
Looks like
"Oh, you
for our
are
next
unpopular."
controversial. Looks like for the controversial artist where you draw the line, looks like John Cooper might be thrown on the list too.
Of the oh yeah, yeah, we'll have to say Chile. So yeah, I knew,
Never
you
know if
know,
I'm chilly about this.
I knew this was going to be generic as hell, and but I think they keep getting worse with each release. Plus, when you listen to their songs, they almost sound the same. It's like the same formula. Yes, they can sound good production, but you like if you put a song from them, like they had this popular song called Monster. If you put
Yep.
Monster and
Yeah,
you
that
put
one's
Unpopular, it's almost the same song. like so yeah. So those are my first impressions of it. Uh Nick, which four songs did you pick and why?
I think one of them that I might think everybody might pick on this one is All That Matters. Hector, you were emailing each other, so saying you're talking about our faith and our family and our freedom. And this is the perfect MAGA Trump rally song that I thought that was just totally perfect for that crowd. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I don't want to offend anybody, but it definitely had that kind of
Grab them by the crosses.
exactly 100%. The other one for me was Revolution. Hector, you mentioned, now this is a love revolution. This is not a political revolution. But if this is what the revolution sounds like, I think we're absolutely screwed because this is the worst revolution ever. And he's singing like
The
this is
Beatles Revolution was much, much better.
Exactly. I was gonna say the Beatles' Great Revolution. Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds has a song called Revolution Song that is much better than this. I think that I would much rather follow the revolution of those guys than the revolution of Skillet. So this song was also on my worst songs. Fire Inside of Me. I did like a little bit of the song because I felt like there was a certain amount of drama to all their music. There's a little bit of that cinematic, dramatic feel to it. It's the kind of music that'd be great when they're playing on an NFL football game on Sunday afternoons, that kind of vibe. But overall, I thought, yeah, John Cooper, is that his name? John Cooper.
Yeah, John
voice,
Cooper.
his voice is atrocious, but I thought that his wife, Corey Cooper, when she sang, I thought it sounded really good. I
It's
think
not
I
his
would let
wife
her
that
sing a lot more
sings.
than she does.
It's the
Uh,
drummer.
oh, the drummers thing. Oh, okay. So
It's not his
there you
wife.
go.
It's the
Oh, then
drummer
I was
that sings.
mistaken. My
His
bad.
Oh
wife
yeah,
does
yeah.
vocals on Rebirthing, which
Okay.
is
Well,
off
there you go.
Comatose.
Yeah, the drummer. She sounds great. So whoever does the female vocals on here, I actually really enjoyed
It's the
that. Yeah.
drummer with the carpal tunnel.
Okay,
Oh,
there you
okay.
go.
Yes.
With the claw hand.
I'm like, I'm
Yeah, and
gonna
then,
claw you with Jesus.
oh God, the Jesus Claw. That's a good band name,
We're
actually.
like
Jesus
nails on a
Claw.
Jesus
chalkboard.
Claw.
Oh my, religious people are not going to like this video.
Hi,
No, I
everyone. This
know
is
it's like you'd
Jesus
be in
Claw.
trouble.
I play keyboards. Nick plays guitar. We're gonna have
Done.
a good time.
I know. This
That
is a
that
great
that
band
could be our
already.
band, the Jesus Claw.
Love it.
The YouTube band. All right, and my last pick would be Happy Wedding Day, Alex's song. And I was
That's a
thinking
beautiful song.
how many people are going to be playing this at their stupid ass weddings and dancing to this song? And like the thing is, like
Not me, because
I yeah, it's like I hate weddings. I hate this kind of schmaltz and the sentimentality. I'm assuming Alex is their child, like
Their
John
daughter.
what
and
if
Corey.
your
Yep,
Like,
it's their
girlfriend,
daughter.
Nick,
yes,
what if your
okay.
girlfriend tells you like Nick, if we ever get married, I want this song at our wedding. And you're like, no,
That
baby, I'll write a song.
she's more likely to have like a Deftones song as our
Oh, okay,
wedding
she's a
song.
keeper.
So
She is
She's
a
a
yeah,
keeper.
keeper, man.
she's a definite keeper. So, yeah, but that was another one. And the thing is, like a lot of these songs, I was thinking throughout the album is like the majority of the songs we're saying they're generic. They're all set to one gear. Every song is the same. Every song is just a carbon copy of the other. And I'm thinking, when are they going to try to change things up on this record? And they finally changed it up on this song. And I'm like, no, no, not like that. No, don't change it like that. Anything but
Uh,
that. So
I
those are my four picks for the really, really
four
worst
picks.
songs on this record.
It's so funny. My girlfriend told me the other day, you like she's saying some reviews like you guys are music snobs.
A little
Like
bit.
you're
Really?
critiquing.
She's making
Yeah.
fun of us like that?
Yeah, well, she can. She's my girlfriend. So, what about you, Robert? Which four songs did you pick? You really like kind of like you gave us a preview, but go ahead. Tell us your four songs.
All right, first is gonna be the opening track, Showtime. And man, that opening spoken line says, lights, camera, showtime. That part is so cringy, that spoken part.
They're probably gonna open with that song.
No, they've been opening with Feel Invincible a lot
Ah,
lately.
Yeah, yeah.
And
From their
they opened with
2016
Feel,
album.
yeah.
yeah, that's that one. And the second pick is going to be Unpopular. That
Yes.
music video with the all the insults being displayed in front of the band. Just mocking them for having two women in there. Yeah. Just come on, man. This is not cool having that display. And then you
Yeah.
got
Probably they'll use our video and display it.
and well, they displayed the slogans in front of the band members. It said one of them said girls shouldn't be in rock bands, which is just stupid. And then you got all right, my third pick will be the Not Afraid. This one is really I thought it was cool, but it sounded a bit like Save Me off Victorious. And
All their songs
then you
sound
got
alike.
and then you got Jen Ledger singing in one section, and well, John's just screaming on the bridge of the song, which is really cool. And my final pick will be the closer, Death to Fire. That the vocals sound really much like uh, Getting Away with Murder, the Papa Roach song, because
Love
the
that song.
vocals sound like Jacoby Shaddix, and the bass part also sounds like Getting Away with Murder.
I didn't notice that. But yeah. So you have the four picks. So what about you, Rockefeller Ages? What four tracks did you pick?
All right. Fourth least favorite. I'm gonna do the thing I did in Methods of Mayhem. Fourth least favorite, Death Defier, the closing track. Ending the album on a low note, this is the song that most disappointed me, which I know is weird to say because that implies I was expecting something good. But the guitar work is really good. It's just ruined by being in a Skillet song. And then third least favorite, Happy Wedding Day, Alex's song. John,
I like that one.
you're a bad singer. Don't embarrass your daughter like this. This sounds like when Shinedown tries to write a pop ballad, which they've been doing a lot on their last like 3 or 4 albums.
Are you talking
Maybe
about the
they
Crow and the
listen to
Butterfly?
Brandon, my son,
Oh, no, no.
Oh,
from Motley Crue for
I'm thinking of
inspiration.
that Symptom of Being Human song from their last album. I don't know if you
oh, you
guys
mean
remember that one.
Daylight? That one's really dark.
Daylight, yeah. It's sort of in that same mold, but Brent Smith is a much better singer.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Plant Zero was the latest album, Shinedown.
yes. And then my second least favorite, All That Matters. That quote that Hector, like, when I joined the call, Hector was like, I fight for what I believe in, my faith, my family, and my freedom.
And only 4 days left to the election. I have one thing to say: screw Donald
And
Trump.
and I'm just over here like, what fighting,
True.
John? You just whine on your podcast.
Yeah.
And then
Robert,
my
aren't
late
you Canadian?
Yeah, I am.
John's Canadian?
No,
Yes,
that's
Wow.
Robert's Canadian.
Wait, half of this call is Canadian. Fascinating.
We have it's Canada versus the US. And yes,
Yes.
Puerto
it's
Rico is
Trudeau
part of the
versus
US.
whatever the
Yes.
leader is for the U.S.
And Tony Hinchcliffe, fuck you. We're not trash.
Do not fuck with the Puerto Ricans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What Hector said.
Yeah.
Uh, last song and least song, Unpopular, which, believe it or not, was the radio single.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
the one of the video with all the
Yeah.
derogatory billboards.
Yes. I would like to read very quickly from verse 2. I won't
Go ahead.
apologize when I speak my mind. I'm just being me, so lay off. If thinking for myself is called raising hell, I guess that I'm an outlaw. To quote a video game critic I like, there is no middle finger big enough.
Yeah. Yeah, those are bad songs. So I guess that leaves me. And I'm not gonna go further, but I think one song that is really atrocious is obviously Unpopular. It's
Mhm.
just where he's like, oh, I'm pop, and he's like, oh, whatever, I don't mind. Like you do mind. Every week you're complaining on the internet that no one takes Skillet seriously. Dude, you named your band Skillet. Like, back here in Puerto Rico, like in 20 years, there was a place you ate chicken called Golden Skillet.
Mm.
So every time that I
Hey,
saw
that's a
that
good
name,
name.
yes, it's a better name than Skillet because it's as the golden at the
Yes.
beginning. So yeah, Unpopular is just so cringe-worthy. And he's like trying to be so tough, like, I don't care, but you obviously do care, man. Because you wrote that song about it and you're bitching and complaining on the internet every week. Uh, then I think All That Matters. Oh, I saw
And
the music.
all
Did you
that
see the music
matters.
video for that song?
No.
He's got
I
like
heard the
he's
single
got
at Spencer's back in September.
yeah, I saw the music video and he has like this cowboy hat and he's got some footage of his family.
Oh
But it's
God,
funny
he's doing the
because
falling in reverse thing, isn't he?
yeah, but there's a part where he says like I fight for my faith, my family, my freedom. But there's a part on the song that he says like, oh, but do not step in my house. And I thought he was gonna say because I'll shoot you. Like 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 I'll throw a Bible at you, like Bibles. So like he's trying to be like, oh, so tough, but like, come on, he doesn't look that tough. And yeah, that song, even the video sucks, and it's so atrocious, and it's so hilarious. Like yeah, it's like he asked Chat GPT to give him some lyrics for a Christian rock song, and he's like writing, what do I care about? Oh, my faith, yeah, my family. And he's like, oh, and I'm free, America, people, it's freedom.
America.
It's like yeah, it's just So, and I'm sure that dude has lots of guns because those religious
For sure.
people love their guns too. So
Yes.
yeah, uh, and it's such a bad song. Then the other song, the third song I'm picking is "Happy Wedding Day, Alex," because I was just this is like me brainstorming. He's like, like we need a war, we need our arms wide open from Creed. We need something like that. But our baby is already also will let's do like a wedding. Like I hope they didn't play that at her wedding, because
Sings
probably
it live.
she
Yeah.
yeah, probably the rate of divorce just it got higher.
Skyrockets.
With like you imagine the guy marrying like, oh my God, I married to the daughter of this jackass.
What have I done?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so bad. And like I've heard other rock stars like do like even Stained had a song in their I think their third album called Sweet Zoe Jane, which was about his daughter. But you know what? That's a great song. I may not agree with all that Aaron Lewis said, but he's written some great songs. I gotta say, and that was a good one. And the last one I pick is Defector.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not a defector. I'll fight for my faith. It's just cringy lyrics that again, it seems like he's like ChatGPT, give me some lyrics.
I actually thought
And
when I
ChatGPT,
saw the song title, I thought it was called Defecator at first, and then I'm like,
you
oh, wait a
know,
minute.
he's like,
Appropriate.
he's like, I poop on your freedom,
God,
my
we are children.
tissue, my toilet,
we,
Oh my
Imodium.
God.
we are
Oh,
children.
It's something
yeah.
to
Oh,
shit
goodness.
on. Oh my God. Yeah, it's defecator. Now I can't I can't unhear that. So yeah, we both picked like did we all pick all no like Robert,
Yeah,
you didn't pick All That Matters. I thought that everyone was gonna pick that one.
Oh,
I
yeah, me too.
didn't.
Yeah, that's the worst song on that record, man. On this record, yeah, it's just the worst lyrics is. It's like I'm telling you, when I was listening to it, I'm like, please give me Creed, my own prison, like anything but this. So yeah, we both picked songs. So yeah, now we're gonna final impressions on both. So Nick, your final impressions of Revolution.
I it's not as bad as I thought it would be, but again, very generic hard rock. I don't really enjoy the Christian angle either. I've never really listened to Skillet. I don't really think I'm going to start listening to Skillet after listening to this record. It wasn't really memorable either. I think even on most of the editions of Is It That Bad that we've done, there's a little bit more of a takeaway. Even if a record isn't necessarily great, there's still like maybe one or two songs that you can take away and put in a playlist and listen to later. But I don't think there was anything on here that I would take away and listen to again. And I don't really think the band is trying to reach somebody like me anyways. I don't think I'm the target audience for a Skillet record. And so in general, I just found the whole thing to be really off-putting and really heavy-handed. So I'm going to give it a total thumbs down. Two thumbs down.
Two thumbs down with your faith. So, what about you, Robert?
Well, technically, I enjoyed some of the tunes of it, like Showtime, like All That Matters was good, but Unpopular was really bad, and so was Ash in the Wind was also really atrocious, but I didn't pick that one. And Death to Fire, the last song was also really dumb because it rips off Papa Roach. So I'm actually going to give it a thumb sideways.
This is a
So
first from you. Every time
yeah.
you're in an episode, you're like, it sucks. It's terrible. So this is a first for Robert. He gave a thumb sideways, and apparently he likes All That Matters, which I thought, yeah, that and Unpopular are the worst songs on the record for me. Uh, I just find them so cringe with that, my faith, my faith. I'm like, oh, go fuck off with the lyrics. So what about you, Rockefeller? Yes, we got a thumbs down and a thumb sideways.
Well, speaking as a liberal atheist from a Jewish family, two
Oh,
thumbs down.
yeah. Yeah, you didn't hold back there. So that leaves me, and I'm not gonna beat around the bush. This is shit. Thumbs
Yes.
down. This is the lyrics are bad, the music is generic. This is both rock divorced Christian rock. Like all their songs sound alike. There's no evolution to this band.
But
And
there is a
I,
revolution
the revolution.
of
So
love.
the revolution of love. So you know what? Our friend Chile couldn't be in this episode, but he said that he had thoughts for this. So I'm gonna get like, oh my god, where is the Skillet comments? Uh so okay, so let me read what he put. So he's like, it's Christmas have come early, and he's unwrapping an avocado and exclaiming, "Oh, thanks, an avocado!" Unbeknownst to him, what a lump of green squishy coal he had just received. What a way to cap off the week! I think this is amongst my top three memories in my life, up there with others such as the time I broke my foot while dancing in a nightclub, and that other time I found out I got an STD.
Oof.
Now, if given the opportunity to go back in time and choose between enduring a coughing fit that would rival a 19th century chimney sweep for a week or listening to this album, then I would choose the coughing fit again with zero complaints. Please erase this album the same way the Arnold erases the T-1000 in Terminator 2. So, so
Dun,
there
dun,
we
dun,
have
dun.
Chile has spoken. So we can
Well
assume
said,
that,
Chile.
Lower it
yeah,
into the
that it
lava
was
pit.
it would have been a thumbs down for him. So yeah. So surprisingly, this is the first time that Robert kind of saves an album, because usually he's like, it sucks, it sucks. So, but yeah, unfortunately, this album is not saved. It's going in the trash bin. So yeah. So we want to know from you, Couchers, what do you think of this record, Revolution by Skillet? And this was supposed to be the final Is It That Bad for this year, but I posted a poll and the people have spoken. And the last episode for Is It That Bad this year is going to be the new Linkin Park record. And I'm like,
From Zero.
from zero, we're going to talk about it because that's going to be a divisive album. So, yeah, that
Yeah,
will be.
especially considering that Emily Armstrong in it, which I really don't like the idea that they're doing this without Chester.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
we offended the Christians on this one. We'll get the Scientologists on the next one. Let's just keep
yeah,
going.
Oh,
yeah,
and Emily Armstrong's on the list for the episode of Controversial Artist Rage on the Line as well
yeah.
because of
So
that
we
whole
were,
Scientology thing.
yeah, Couchers, don't worry. We're going for this is like South Park. Like, you remember, we're
Nobody's
like,
We're
safe.
going for the throat.
we're going to talk about it. So that will be the last episode for this year. So I want to thank my panel for listening to this. So first of all, Nick Sino Music, thank you for. But you know what? At least you listened to an album that wasn't people weren't going to be like offended by it. Uh, like, did you go like, "Oh my faith" in work,
Oh
and I'm
yeah.
like, "Oh my God, Nick is
Yeah, I was
converted."
jumping up and down. I felt liberated. I was like, this is amazing. This is a love revolution. And I'm just like, experiencing this on my own. I have to share this love with everybody.
You have to share this love. So, what's coming up next? I know that I'm going to do an episode. We're gonna do an album review next week on your channel for State
Yeah.
Champs.
For state champs. Yeah, great pop punk band out of the US.
You know,
So yeah, they have a new record coming out.
yeah, I gotta listen.
Have
I
you
haven't listened to that band, so I gotta get acquainted with them.
Yeah, they're really good. They're one of my favorite. I think there's a lot of really great kind of pop punk bands right now. So they're one of
Yeah,
those for sure.
yeah. So, yeah, subscribe to the channel. Then we have Robert from Trolling in Paradise. Uh, what do you got new on your channel, Robert?
Well, I recently did a response to the Metal Meltdown, the 10 disturbing metal bands and albums thing that he actually did a joint collab with Necrotic Nick and Jammin' John, both from the Thralls of Metal for
Yeah,
that one.
I saw a great video. I saw that one. Yeah.
And that was it was and so and for that list he had Downward Spiral by Nine Inch Nails, which I thought about having on there, but I decided not to have that album on my response.
Cool. So
And
yeah,
it's
you can.
all because of that stupid song Closer.
That's not a stupid song. That's a great
That's a
song, man.
classic.
That's a great song. You know what? Skillet wish they could write that song. But yeah,
But nope.
not very Christian song.
No.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Snowflake advisory warning on that one.
yeah. So what about you, Rock of All Ages? What do you got next?
Well, first of all, as you said, fuck Tony Hinchcliffe.
Oh yeah, he's
But
not even
also,
funny, man.
I just recently uploaded the top 10 rock radio hits of 2007. So go check that out. And then 2008 will be uh, in like 2 weeks. And
And I'm on that
I
one.
did that with Hector. Yes.
Yeah,
So be excited for that.
yeah.
And then we'll do 2009 in December, and that'll be it for the year.
Yeah. So yeah, coming up next for me. So next week there's not gonna be anything that bad. Then we'll have the Linkin Park one. I have tons of interviews dropping, and yeah, once November is like clear, then I'll focus on my top 25 and like
Oh, we're
chill
doing
a
a
little
top
bit.
20.
Yeah.
No, I'll do a top 25.
And
I,
I'll also
I,
do
I
the
like
10
to.
worst albums of the year.
Yes, I'll do a top 25 and I do my top 10 worst albums of the year. Spoiler alert, Skillet might make it.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, we want to know from you, coaches, what do you think? And obviously subscribe to my channel. So until next time, this Hector, the shield dude on a couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.